Hi, Internet viewers. This is Frank Rauscher again. We're from the last video. I did all the burning in the tail section as well as on the bottom, and we pretty much have the burning done all throughout up in here. Now, what I'm going to show you is to go into the breast area, and I'll show you how I develop the feathering in here and the limits for doing that. So bear with me a second. I'm going to move the camera down so that you can see it closer, and hope you will be following me on this, and we'll see if we can't get the breast feathers going, at least the layout of it right now. Okay, so bear with me a second. Okay, what we're going to do now is the breast feathers in here, and I'm going to show you how to develop all that. Okay, what I'm going to also do is we're going to mark this out without feathering on a certain portion just under the beak. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to get your ruler, and from the beak down, and this is this line of action that we had going across where the beak goes across, I'm going to ask you to measure down 1 inch and put a dot right here. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is on this side, which is the side facing to your right, I want you to come down about 3/8 of an inch, and you can put a dot there. And then on this side, from where we stop burning, about 3/8 also. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is draw a line across here. This is just the demarcation. We're going to stroke line work up in here when we burn, but what we're going to do is we're going to lift these feathers. So before we do that, I have to actually get all the feather layouts in there. So for this video, I'm going to try to at least get you patterned all the way through here. So I'm going to start with, here goes my C's again. You know, I make these feathers, and I'm trying to stagger them a little bit, and in some cases I'll even throw a smaller one in there, and this one I'll just double up. I'm not trying to do loop to loop to loop, so I try to break it up a little bit. And I would say the spacing across here is maybe a little more than 1/4 of an inch, okay, for starters. So you're starting out with the feathers about that size. Now, as we move down, we're going to gradually get bigger. So I'm going to do a bigger one. And again, I don't follow from top to top on you know, the C's. I try to stagger them a little bit just to not have a random pattern, or to have a random pattern, excuse me. And so I increase it a little bit each time as I move back. And what we're trying to do is at least get them to about here, increasing, and then we'll start decreasing as we go back, and I'll show you how to do that too. There's that, and then I come in here, come in here, and as I encroach back, I try to make the C's a little bit bigger each time. And try the random to power. Now, we had a groove in here, which is the underneath side of this wing, and I'm going to put a pencil in there so that you can see that, and we don't want to go into that as much as we want to come right up to it on this one, and we'll stay off of that line there. So I'm going to dance around here. I'm going to do a little bit bigger feathers, smaller feathers, randomly throw them in here, and trying to give you an idea how I do this. There's no set way, but I try to start smaller and then move larger as we get back to a point. And most birds I tried to do this. This is a similar setup for a lot of birds. And every once in a while, I'll mix a different size in there just to, as a filler, or to break the monotony of the same feathers all the time. So if you notice, I'll try to stagger them where I can so that there's no uniform setup for the C's, and they do vary as we go. So trying to get you to sort of randomly change the size of the C, but we're increasing as we go. And then every once in a while, I'll throw a smaller one in like that, and here, and then like something like this. I got a little bit of a piece of wood hanging out there, which I will get rid of later. And this comes around here. Now, I'm about midway on the breast area here. So at this point right here, which is about, from the wing up, or this edge right here, about an inch and a quarter. I'm going to start making them smaller. So not real small. We're going to reverse what we've done up here and get a little smaller. And because we have this second tier of the rump here, I'm going to start formulating my feathers within here and not go across the valley that I created there. So we're doing this. Hope you can see this well, and let that come right up into here, here, here. I'm not making a nice looking C here, but we're trying. And then just to finish up, we stick one there, and then we're going to like just tuck this one in right here. Okay. Then I'll do the other side here. I'll work this one in, and then this one, and this one, this one. I'm actually breaking them up. Oh, one other thing that I didn't mention, before you start this whole thing here that I'm doing, as far as the feather layouts, I want you to sand this breast real good from the beak down all the way into the rump here. And that's ideal. It just helps you later on. We're going to rough this up, but I just want you to get that smooth and sand it. And I use a rotary sander like this, but you could, there's a lot of different setups. There's split mandrels that do it as well. So I use that. Now, on the bottom section here, I'm going to start right in the middle. And I'm not ever going to get real big. I'm going to come around like this. And we'll keep this size going. Now I want to carry that right on back under what looks like its wing. And then I'm going to come up to the feathering at the top. And I'll make one more row similar size. And I'll get this one sneaking up in here. This is going to come all the way around. I don't know if you see that well or not. And I'll get one more in there. Then I'll put one in here. Then I'm going to put one here. Now, as I start coming down, I want to get a little bit smaller. So I'm going to put one right here. Not real small, but, you know, you're scaling back. And what we want to do is to just show a smaller size C as we come back. And it doesn't get real tiny. It really doesn't. Just like we did at the top here, we're going to probably keep that same size coming down to the bottom. So you have some idea of the size. It's maybe about 1/4 of an inch across the C, maybe just a little bit more. And again, I don't try to keep a steady size. I vary it slightly. And there we go. And then I just fit these in to get in there. So that is the pattern work. We're 1 inch down from the beak line here, not the tip of the beak. If you want it from the tip of the beak, just to measure it, and this is on what I call lay down dimension, where you lay the ruler down. It's about almost 1.25 inches. Okay, so what we will do on the next video, I'm going to show you how to relieve all these feathers, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and then I'll show you the techniques I use for texturing this feather. And I hope you learned something from this one as well. If you did, I'd appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to my channel, I'd appreciate that too. Any help on my channel, I'm trying to expand on it. So, and if you're ever interested in blanks, which is this here, or the eyes, the feet, I have kits, I have the pattern sheet as well. So definitely contact me, and I can see if I can try to help you out as far as I have those available. I also I sell the equipment. So if you are in need of anything, or if I can assist you with anything, I make recommendations, definitely contact me. And I thank you again.